I'm live. How do I share this? Oh man, there's a share button. Facebook. Click on this. Oh, okay, okay. Share in a group. What group? Didn't give me an option. Group name. There it is. Here we go. YouTube Live about wholesaling in Illinois. Easy money. Post to Facebook. Okay. So I'm back. I got every bit of nobody watching. Man, I gotta figure out how to get it on all these other deals. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Right. So my visitor tag for Emory. So happy about that. Like, man, um, seems like the transactional funding guys are going to get really, 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 really rich in this. Okay. And I read the excerpts that people were getting. I have no idea where they were getting them because I can't find them. I wish somebody would post a link of the law that pertains to quote unquote wholesaling. And basically, what they did in Illinois is change the definition of a broker. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have an interpretation. I don't have any way to give you legal advice, but they changed the definition of what a broker is. And now, if you buy, sell, um, do anything with contracts, if you take any part in an option contract, um, you have to have a license if you do more than one transaction a year. So, you know, I didn't really realize the implication of the law. So basically, if you buy more than one house a year, you have to have a real estate license. I've watched three different lawyers who are local to Illinois. I've watched their interpretation of the law. I've watched them break it down. I was trying to find one of the clips to put into here. There's a lot of hyperbole out there about what it is, but about why it happened, about if it's the lobby, the real estate lobby in Chicago that made that happen, or what was going on with it. I don't really know. I don't have it. I don't have that sort of insight. But what I do know is this: anytime that something like this happens, the market will correct it. On my screen to my left, I have Propelio. I don't have access to MLS, but I can look at MLS through Propelio by signing an agreement and all that sort of thing. So this is how I see these are the opportunities I see because now it's very, very clear, at least from all the interpretations of the lawyers that I've watched. And when you read the law, it seems pretty clear. If you buy or sell more than one house a year in Illinois, you have to either use a licensed real estate agent or you have to be a licensed real estate agent. Being able to use one creates this huge opportunity. The other thing they did inside the law was take away blind ads, blind advertising. So, in other words, if you're going to market to someone and say, hey, I want to buy your house, okay, you have to include your license number. You have to include your business name and all that. You cannot just do a blind ad and say, here, call me. You have to disclose all that. The penalty is $25,000 per infraction. So think about it: if you send out 1,000 mailers, and you're found in violation because you weren't doing the law, then they can charge you 25,000. That's what I heard one person say. So I went and read the statute because they put it right there in front of you, and they changed broker to include you now if you do more than one deal a year, and now you have to abide by their marketing rules because now you have a regulatory body over the top of you. That's even if you're buying the house yourself. That's even if you're doing any of this. according to the interpretations from the lawyers that read it, it's what it looks like to me as well. I'm not a lawyer, so this isn't legal advice. It's just what it looks like. So, what opportunities does this create? How do you do it legally? Well, I'm in Chicago and I am, or Illinois, and I'm a licensed real estate agent, or even more, a broker. Okay, and I don't know if this technically can all be done, but there is going to be a way to do it. Okay, a lawyer needs to go review this, and they're going to find that you're going to have to incorporate a licensed real estate agent into your business. So if I have a brokerage right now, I'm reaching out to Yellow Letter, I'm reaching out to all of these different marketing sources, and I'm getting your their top marketing pieces, and I'm getting it in front of an attorney to make sure that it's not going to get my hand slapped for marketing illegally. And then I'm finding out who can answer that phone line. So if I'm a licensed agent, in or licensed broker in Illinois, can I allow for a fee people to use my license number and business name, but somebody else to take the phone call for marketing that they do? In other words, if I have a signed agreement to represent them for a fee, okay, can they now market real estate, whatever it is, with their email address and their phone number attached to the marketing? So go to Yellow Letter right now, and I'm like, hey, bro, Yellow, can't even spell. And I'm like, hey, bro, um, wholesalers can no longer market for off-market deals without becoming an agent. If I allow them to use my license number and everything else, will you give me 15 cents for every mailer? 15 cents, 0.15. Now, you go to Yellow Letter and you want to market, you have to sign an agreement with that agent. You now send out marketing, you pay the agent 15 cents on top of whatever you're already paying Yellow Letter, and you get to put your phone number and email on there. If it's legal within the law, I don't know if it is. I don't know if there's anything to prevent it, and it doesn't matter. Now you get to market without being a licensed agent. Is this the best way to go about it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. Is it going to happen in a free and open market? If it can happen, it will. Somebody will be charging 15 cents a letter to basically, I'm a broker. Now I'm going to open up a letter house, a marketing house for real estate, and I'm going to allow people that want to do off market deals to go underneath my license and answer my phone if it's legal for that to happen. Because I know is what, if I call a brokerage right down the road right now, if I call their office number, I am not getting a licensed agent. The person that's answering that phone is $8 an hour Susie. She's going to direct me to somebody. Is that a legal move? Can that happen? If it can, somebody's going to jump into that market space right now, so off-market investors can still market to motivated sellers. It's going to happen. Okay. The next thing that's going to happen, no doubt about it, a broker is sitting there right now, zero doubt about it. You now marketing, you find an off-market lead. There's going to be a broker that's going to make it very, very simple. He's going to take an online platform. If this is legal, I don't know if it's legal or not. I know it seems like it could be. I don't know. He's going to sign a listing agreement or a whatever agreement between him and the potential buyer, which I don't know if it's a buyer's agreement or whatever. I sign it with an agent. I don't have to become an agent. I just sign with an agent. Okay. I go into a motivated seller's living room. I'm in there. I'm negotiating on my behalf. Okay. My agent is going to broker this transaction, but I'm negotiating on my behalf. I'm in there. How much do you want for the house? This, and that. Okay. They're going to make a form online, and it's going to say address. It's going to say all the relevant information that's going to go onto a contract, and your sales price, okay, option period, and you'll just be sitting there with an app on your phone, and you have a signed agreement with a broker, or real estate agent. You're going to enter that information in. You're going to hit enter. It's going to populate a contract for you. It's going to send it back to you, DocuSign, so then people can sign, and you're going to have a contract for purchase through a real estate agent that's very, very smart and wants to do something at scale, and they're going to charge you $200 on the spot for that right then. They're going to hit your bill. It's going to go to the title company. It's going to go to whatever title company they choose. It's going to have some very general language. If you want something special or outside the deal, you'll have to obviously pick up the phone, and that'll be an upcharge. But just to get that contract, get that transaction through on the buy side, you're going to do that. Then you can assign that contract. You can do whatever you want with that contract as long as you're operating through the function of a real estate broker. If y'all don't think this is going to happen, how do I have access to MLS right now through a software that has nothing to do with it? Nothing to do with it, because there's always going to be a smart entrepreneur that's going to jump in the middle of this. They're going to create something. Now, in Illinois, it might be illegal to make the agent might have to write every contract. You might not be able to do it electronically. I'm sure they're going to try to regulate against it, and it might already be regulated against. I don't really know. I just know that whenever you disrupt a market like this, the cream's going to rise to the top. They're going to the forward thinkers, the brokers that know that it's not going to be possible for every person to get a license, because they're not going to meet all the licensing requirements. Just because they have a criminal record or a DUI, it could be anything that could disqualify them. I don't know that for a fact. I haven't looked at it, but it could be definitely a felony. But they're not a bad person. Now you're robbing their living for them, and this broker, all you got to do is sign a buyer's agreement with the broker, and he'll give you a app that you go to, fill in the blanks, boom, contract sent to the seller, DocuSign, whatever. You now have a contract, get it signed, and you can assign it. It'll be a very basic plain contract with the option period, sales price, and all that, and it will hold him to a standard. He'll be taking some risk on this, but at the end of the day, that's what happens in markets. It'll correct the people that are sitting here saying, "Oh, well, you can double close and all that." That's not what I'm seeing. That's not what I'm seeing the lawyers that operate in Illinois say about the new law. They changed the definition of broker to basically, if you buy or sell more than one house a year, you are now brokering real estate, no matter if you take title or not. And people get mad and say, "Well, how can somebody regulate, how many houses I could sell or whatever?" I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it's going to be tested in court. I don't know what's going to go on with it. I don't know any of that. The only thing I know is the free market is free and easy, and some broker is going to step in and take this on, make right, use the state promulgated form, give you outs, micromanage that situation, and charge a fee, a flat fee or whatever it is, so you can go out and do your marketing, so you can go out and get your contracts, so you can do all these different things. That's just what the marketplace does. Now, is there a loophole in the law about double close and see all that horse shit? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but the lawyers in Illinois are saying that won't skirt the law. Basically, it's kind of like, right now in Texas, I think if you sell more than 5 cars a year, you gotta have a dealer's license. I don't even know how to get a dealer's license. Don't know what it takes. But if you sell more than 5 cars a year, you got to get one. Well, I know plenty of people who have sold more than 5 cars a year, and they didn't get in trouble. You know what I mean? I don't know if a landlord wants to sell his whole portfolio all at once, to somebody that's off market, and me to my friend or whatever. I don't know that that'll hold up in court. If the agency jumps in and tries to charge them with a criminal act. But if it looks like it's it's all goes back to the intent. Is it business? Because that's what they say in the law. Are you intending to do it as a business? And everything else, they're going to slap your hand. So I don't think double closing, I don't think selling, they actually address the separate entities in the law. They have language in there to address that. All these other things I'm seeing, it's like, probably not. If you are a felon or you have been in some sort of trouble and you can't get your real estate license, you're going to have to swap states, or you're going to have to use an agent. You're going to find an agent to submit your offer through. And they're going to have to charge you, and they're going to have to be a broker, so you don't have to pay a general real estate commission. You're going to have the leeway to do that. So what's going to end up happening? The free market's going to take over, and there's going to be agents that are going to do it for rock bottom dollars. There's going to be more agents in the field. Like the real estate lobby that came in and wrote this did not realize they were cutting off their nose to spite their face, because now you're going to have more agents in the market, a finite amount of houses that are going to be bought and sold every year, and more agents competing for those houses. You had that anyways in the wholesaling business, but now you're going to have brokers that are going to come in and undercut and cater to investors, and they're going to siphon off retail people more so than, in other words, the real estate agents that are currently operating aren't going to get more business from investors, but the product that comes out to go to the investors are going to get more retail buyers down there. So it's going to water down the market. It's going to drive the cost of that service down, and we're one step closer to Amazon, Zillow, and all the big tech companies brokering all of our real estate transactions electronically. I mean, that's just what happened. That's just how this law is spelled out. If they would have left wholesaling alone, it would have buyers and flippers and stuff like that, and addressed the individual issues where people were doing unscrupulous things with criminal law, then it would have been fine. So, anyways, I'm sitting here. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't even know where to look. Pretty sure I'm talking to myself. This is just basically kind of an incoherent way of saying that a tech company is going to step in, a creative broker is going to step in, and the cost of doing business in Illinois from a broker position is going to go way the fuck down, and investors are still going to be able to operate within the system by hiring an agent. The agent's going to be cheap and easy, and the retail guys are going to lose business to that, because as soon as the retail people realize they can sell their house for a couple $100, they're gonna jump over to that flat fee listing service too. So it's a race to the bottom now for retail real estate agents in Illinois. At least the way I see it. That's the way the free market works. It's just how that shit pans out, and that's the best way I can explain it. I'm sure it doesn't make sense. Doesn't even make sense to me, but I'm out.